Hi everybody. We're going to look at the final type of skill in this textbook. The skill that we're going to look at is understanding the structure. Thinking about how the author has organized his ideas. We might talk about structure or sequence or order. It doesn't matter, structure, sequence, order. All these words mean the same thing. So how does the author put their ideas together? These type of questions, they often start, how does the author organize the information? Or what is the structure of the passage? And there are different types of structure, and you might come across some of these words. So for this little section here, you really need to make sure that you understand it well. Sometimes an author will use chronological structure. This means time order, going from the oldest to the newest. So going in order, you might have words like then, or next, or later, or finally. These things will show you that you're going in time order. Spatial, well, spatial comes from the word space. So it describes things step by step. For example, going from the left side to the right side, going from the top to the bottom, going according to their position. If he talks about a narrative, well, it just means a story. When you narrate, you tell the story. Cause and effect is showing the reason for why things happen. Examples you've just looked at in the last passage, 28. Examples means giving points and then trying to give small pictures, if you like, of those points. Things that will help the reader to understand. You don't try and show everything, but you might choose one or two that can be used to help the reader understand the point that's been made. If a passage is an argument, then there will be reasons. Like when you're writing paragraphs, you might start with an introduction, then give your first reason, second reason, third reason. You are writing an argument. Question and answer is a really easy structure to recognize. Question and answer will always have those question marks. So the passage might ask a question and answer the question, like, who invented basketball? Everybody knows the answer. It was James Naismith. And compare and contrast, well, you've got more than two things. Comparing always means things are similar, and contrasting means showing how things are different. So make sure you're clear about these. If not, write down any notes that will help you, but not in the textbook. So when you're looking for clues, look at any transition signals, any words that might help you. So for chronological passages, look for words like later, next, after, finally. For spatial passages, look for words like under, next to, beside, on top of, beneath, above. For examples, you should be looking for instance, for example, or such as. For arguments, look for first, second, moreover, furthermore. But be careful because these words could also show the process, like cooking a curry, the steps needed to do something. So make sure you read the introduction and see if they are trying to support an opinion. Okay, time to practice. I want you to go back into this book, and in this book, look at these different passages, passage 3, 6, 11, 21, 24, and 27, and try to decide which of these descriptions will describe the structure of each passage. So pause the recording now and write the answers down in your notebook or on a piece of paper. So passage number 3 was the Arabian horse. Spatial will be maybe starting at the head of the horse and moving down the body to the legs. Chronological will be talking about the past and coming to today. Question and answer will be asking questions. Well, look at the beginning of paragraph 2. It says, what makes this horse so good? And then paragraph 2 answers the question. Paragraph 3, how about a test of endurance? And then the rest of paragraph 3 answers the question. So the best answer for passage 3 would be question and answer. Then go forward to passage number 6. Passage number 6 is the long way home. And we have the options of chronological, spatial, or argument. Well, what does it say? We've got about going great distances. It says they might be thousands of miles from home. And then it heads northward, looking for the fresh water where it spawned. Hundreds of streams flow into the sea. All of them have fresh water. All are like the stream where the salmon was born, but it passes all of these. It swims day and night, mile after mile, but then it takes a right turn. There's no hesitation. This is my stream. This is the mystery. The fish was 5 inches long when it left. Now it is about a pound, and it gets back to where it was. The salmon goes past all of the fishing rods. It goes upstream, and finally it gets to its home. And then when it's home, it makes a spot 5 or 6 feet across. This is not really chronological because it goes backwards and forwards between what the fish is doing and what the fish was like when it was born. It's about spatial, going northward, passing these streams, going upriver. This is a spatial organization. Passage number 11 is about the cat and the minister. It's about the minister going to visit the old woman, the cat jumping on the minister going to leave, and the cat showing the minister all of her little kittens, her baby cats. This is very easy. It's a story. We're not comparing and contrasting the man and the cat. We're not giving examples. We are telling the story about what happened that day. Then go forward again to page 21. Or passage, 21. This is the coffee bean. Now, this starts with a question. How much coffee does an average American drink? Well, that's on a yearly basis. Okay. Then it talks about having the shrub, keeping it pruned. And then we've got this long paragraph in the middle about the process. Majority of this is a process, growing the trees and then picking the beans and making the coffee. It's not an argument. It's not saying coffee is good or bad. It's not showing cause and effect very much. It's focused on how we get coffee. Go forward to passage number 24, Carver's legacy. So, spatial, chronological, or arguments. So, George Washington had a goal. He wanted to help farmers. He studied for 3 years. Then he went to university. Then he got degrees. Then he joined the staff. Then he had different job offers. Then he took a job at the Tuskegee Institute. Then he worked there for 47 years. This is chronological. It starts when he was young. It talks about him studying, then going to university, his first jobs, and then going to work for the Tuskegee Institute. This shows you in order of the things that happened in his life. And then the last one is passage 27, discovering the kangaroo. 1770 is the date. James Cook was a captain. He arrived in Australia. He landed somewhere. He looked around. He found a kangaroo. He asked somebody what it was called. The person told him kangaroo. This is the story. This is a description of what the captain did on that day. This is a narrative. Well, hopefully you've got most of those correct. You've seen all those passages before. If you understand about different types of structure, then this is the end of this introduction, and we're going to go forward and do the next passage in the textbook.